Hello, good morning. Screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Good
Okay,
morning, sir.
okay. Thank you. Now, it is the fourth category of ratios, that is efficiency ratio. The first one which we discussed was liquidity ratio. In liquidity ratio, we discussed current ratio and quick ratio. Then we discussed leverage ratio. In that, we discussed debt equity ratio and capital to net worth ratio. Then we discussed yesterday profitability ratio. We discussed their gross profit ratio, net profit ratio, operating profit ratio, and I also discussed yesterday only operating ratio and operating profit ratio. I also discussed yesterday. Today we will discuss about efficiency ratio. Let me tell you one thing about efficiency ratio, that these ratios are developed. These ratios are developed or designed to test or the efficiency in asset management. In what? In assets management. Just keep this thing in mind now, as of now, that efficiency ratios are concerned with measuring the efficiency in asset utilization, how good assets are utilized, that we can identify through efficiency ratio. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now this is the balance sheet in front of you of this particular company. Now there are so many assets like line of building, plant and machinery, stock in trade, debtors, cash held, bank balance, bills receivables. So I want to ask you one thing here that you tell me how efficiently do you think total assets are utilized? If I ask your comment, please rate the efficiency in the utilization of total asset. Can you? Is it written anywhere in the balance sheet? Do you know? Do you know how to rate? Do you know how to find out how assets are utilized? How efficiently assets are utilized, or what is the role of total assets in making sales? Hmm? That sort of information, sort of qualitative information is nowhere stated in the balance sheet. Is it? Is it?
No, sir.
Okay, if I ask you how efficiently debtors are managed, how efficient is receivable department, how efficiently debtors are managed? Do you know? Hello, can you find it out? Hello, I'm asking you. Tell me, can you rate the efficiency of receivable management, receivable department? Can you rate the efficiency? Because as of now you do not know what is the test to design, what is the test to measure the efficiency of receivable department. Just like that, stock in trade is related to inventory management. If I ask you, please rate or please measure the efficiency of inventory department, can you? You can't, because you do not know what is the test to measure the efficiency of inventory department. Is it okay? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we will discuss all these ratios one by one. So today you will understand, you will learn how we can find out the efficiency of asset utilization, how assets are utilized, how frequently they are making sales. That we will discuss through asset turnover ratio. So the first ratio which we will discuss today is asset turnover ratio. After that, I will tell you about stock. So we will discuss stock turnover ratio, and you will understand after knowing the significance of stock turnover ratio. And I mean to say, you will know many things related to stock, like how good is inventory department, how good it is controlling inventory. Okay, how many times inventory is replaced during the year, or how good is liquidity quality of stock. Then for how long the stock is held in the business organization. Like those you will learn after knowing the significance of stock turnover ratio. Related to debtor, there is one ratio, that is debtors turnover ratio. It is also related to bills receivable. Let me tell you. After knowing the significance of debtors turnover ratio, you will come to know what credit period is offered to debtors, how frequently sale is made to debtors, how frequently debtors are collected during an on an average during an accounting year, and how is the liquidity quality of debtors. See, in current ratio, in liquid ratio, we discuss stock and debtors, but we do not we in especially in quick ratio we excluded stock from current assets, but we know entire stock, we cannot say that entire stock is illiquid. Certain part of stock is always liquid. So in stock turnover ratio we will test the liquidity quality of a stock. Are you understanding? Hello?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, just a minute, let me see the number. It is only 60. Okay, no problem. So many ratios we will discuss today and their significance, but I'll begin with asset turnover ratio. So the first ratio, just as of now, just keep in mind these efficiency ratios measures what, Ray? The efficiency in asset utilization. Is it okay? These
Yes, sir.
efficiency ratios are designed to test the efficiency in asset utilization. ठीक है? ठीक है ना?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now these efficiency ratios are also known as turnover ratio, but the question is why these ratios are known as turnover ratio. I'll tell you. But before that, you tell me what is turnover? Turnover basically we relate to sales, no? Right now?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, but let me tell you, turnover doesn't always mean sales. It also means cost of goods sold. It also means what? Cost of goods sold. Okay, CGS. It also means credit purchase. It also means credit sales. Now you'll be amazed here. So we know only that turnover is always synonym, means turnover synonyms is sales only. But you are here saying turnover is also cost of goods sold, turnover is also credit purchase, and turnover is also credit sales. But it is true. Okay, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Let me add the students. Okay, I'll tell you why. Say in case of creditors, so there is creditor, let's say debtor. Now, now you tell me there are few accounting terms, accounting terms, and these terms are sales, cost of goods sold, credit purchase, and credit sale. Now you tell me out of these four accounting terms, which term do you think is closely related to creditors? Out of these four, sales, cost of goods sold, credit purchase, and credit sale, which term, which accounting term is related to creditors here? Hello?
Sir, credit sales.
Creditors. Beta,
Credit purchase.
very good. Credit purchase. It is what? Credit purchase. Now, in case of debtor, debtor,
Credit
which
sales.
very good. Credit sale. Now, for stock, stock, stock we always measure at cost, na?
Cost yes, of sir. Goods sold.
So
Cost
cost
of
of
goods
goods
sold.
sold. Very good. Cost of goods sold. Now, one more is remaining total assets. Now, for total asset, tell me which one is remaining? Sales, no only.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now, in case of credit turnover ratio, now you have to keep in mind what? Credit purchase. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
In debtor turnover ratio, turnover means what? Credit sale. Now in stock turnover ratio, turnover means what? Cost of goods sold. Now in total assets, turnover means what? Sales. Is it okay?
Sales.
Okay, I'll show you quickly. Just a minute. Now look here. Stock turnover ratio. Now here, which accounting term is used? Considered here. Cost of goods sold, na? In the formula.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
Yes,
very
sir.
good, very good. Now, in case of debtor turnover ratio, look, which figure is here? Credit sale, na?
Credit
Yes.
sale.
Very good. Now, here the next one is creditor turnover ratio. Which figure do you see? Which
Credit
accounting term?
Credit
purchase.
Credit.
purchase.
Very good. And finally, for assets, which figure is here?
Net
Sales.
sales.
Net sales. So keep in mind the meaning of different. The meaning of turnover is different. Is different in case of creditors, debtors, stock, and total asset. Fine, na?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. Now here turnover. Turnover means a turned. Turnover means what? Turned over. Turned over. Actually, these are two different words. Turnover. It signifies turned over. So in creditors turnover ratio, creditors turnover ratio means what? How many times creditors are turned over? Are you understanding? How many creditors turnover ratio? It simply means how many times creditors are turned over. In case of debtors turnover ratio, here it means how many times debtors are turned over. And in case of stock turnover ratio, it means how many times stock is turned over. And in case of total asset turnover ratio, how many times total assets are turned over in generating sales. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now let's discuss in detail all these ratios. I'll begin with total asset turnover ratio. Total asset turnover ratio. Hey, डोक्यावरून नाही जात?
Nice, sir.
Okay, good, good. Total asset turnover ratio. This is, I'll begin with this ratio first. Okay, now there are two companies. Let's say A company and this is B company. Now I'm gonna give you figures of sales. Okay, A company's sales value is 1 lakh rupees and B company's sales value is 50,000 rupees. Now tell me, which company's sale is higher, A's or B's?
A.
A.
So which company is good at generating sales?
A.
Very good, very good. Now I'm gonna give you figure of total assets here. Let's say total assets. Total assets means simply you have to take a final balance sheet end figure of total asset. Let's say total asset here is 50,000 and here it is 10,000. Now listen to me carefully. Listen to me carefully. Let's say A company's total sales value is 1 lakh rupees and its total asset value is 50,000 rupees. And here in B company, its total sales value is 50,000 and total asset value is 10,000. Now you tell me here, which company has utilized its total assets more efficiently in generating sales? Which company is good at utilizing assets in generating sales, in making sales, in generating revenue, in earning revenue? Tell me.
A company.
Okay, someone is saying, sir, a company is good at utilizing assets. No, beta, a company is not good at utilizing asset. Look here, a company's total asset value is 50,000, na?
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
with that amount of total asset, it is only able to make sales which is double of total asset, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
So here sales is 2 times of the value of total asset, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But in case of B company, let's see here, the value of total asset is 10,000, but it is successful in generating sale, which is 5 times the value
Five
of what?
times. Yes, sir.
Which is
Yes,
5 times
sir.
the value of what? Total asset, na?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now, in comparison, A sale should have been how much? It should have been 2,50,000. 2,50,000 in comparison to B company, but it is only rupees 1 lakh, na?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
So you tell me here, A कंपनी ने खाली 50,000 के एसेट यूज किए लेकिन सेल ओनली इट इज 2 टाइम्स, बट बी कंपनी टोटल एसेट वैल्यू इज 10,000. 10,000 होते हुए इसका सेल इट इज 5 times of the total asset value, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now
sir.
you tell me which company is good at utilization of total asset?
Company
B
B.
company.
Big company. And since here total asset is related to what, right? Total sales figure. Is it clear?
Yes,
So
sir.
Yes, sir.
higher the total asset turnover ratio, higher is the efficiency in utilization assets, right? Now,
Yes, sir.
Yes,
and
sir.
Those.
lower is the ratio. Lower is the efficiency in utilization total asset, or lower is the role of asset in generating sale. I'll give one more example. Let's say there is a C company. C company's sales value, let's say it is 1 lakh and 1 lakh and its total asset value is only 10,000. Now you tell me here sales are 10 times the value of what, right? Total asset, na?
Total asset.
Now
Yes,
you
sir.
tell me
Yes,
out
sir.
of ABC, which company has efficiently used its total assets in generating sales?
Company
C.
C.
Company C.
See, so higher the ratio, higher is the efficiency in asset utilization. Agree?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, just keep this thing in mind, and I have provided you yesterday notes. notes, see the formula. What is the formula here? Asset turnover ratio is equal to net sales divided by total asset. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, now you did you understand the significance of this ratio?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
And
sir.
Yes,
here
sir.
turnover means what? Total sales, net sales. Okay, so
Yes,
here
sir.
the efficiency in asset utilization, or how good assets are in generating sales, that is measured keeping in mind what? Net sales. Net sales. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
but let me tell you, few authors suggest to divide net sales by the average of assets. Now here, what do you mean by average of assets? You have to take the total asset figure of last year balance sheet, and then take the total asset figure of current year balance sheet, and calculate the average, and divide the net sales by the average assets. This formula is also recommended, and in fact I strongly recommend this formula, second formula. But as your TY becomes student, you will not get a data of previous year balance sheet. You will get so now look here, in this problem, you have only 1 year balance sheet, so you cannot calculate here average total assets. So in that case, you are supposed to use this formula. Asset turnover ratio is equal to net sales by divided by total assets. Understood now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now read whatever I have given in the notes. If you are having any doubts, or if you want to counter on any statement, then you can counter with me tomorrow. And if you want to add something in the notes, then you can suggest me the same thing in tomorrow's lecture. So I'll update my notes. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the next ratio I want to discuss with you is stock turnover ratio. Which ratio is it? Hello.
Stock turnover.
Stock turnover ratio.
Okay, stock turnover ratio. Okay, it is stock turnover ratio. Just a minute. Stock turnover ratio. Okay, now see what is the need of discussing, explaining, or what is the need of having stock turnover ratio. I'll first explain you the role of stock turnover ratio. Now this is the balance sheet. Now here you have got the figure of what? Stock. Look here, the opening figure of stock and the closing figure of stock here. Now, I want to ask you a few things about stock turnover ratio. I want to know whether the purchasing policy of the company is good or bad. Can you comment on it? Can you comment on the purchasing policy of the company, of this company, just looking at the trading account? Hmm? But you can, after knowing the significance of stock turnover ratio. If I ask you to comment on the sales policy of the company, you can, after knowing the significance of this ratio. If I ask you how is the liquidity quality of stock, liquidity quality means what? Ability of getting converted itself into cash. Hmm? You can comment on it after knowing the significance of this ratio. If I ask you comment on the average inventory holding period, means how long inventory is held in the company, or how frequently it is turned out, or how many times the inventory has been replaced during an accounting year. म्हणजे आई मीन टू से इन्वेंट्री कितनी बार रिप्लेस हुई है कंपनी में मतलब परचेस की इन्वेंट्री कंपनी में है, वो सेल की, ऐसा कितनी बार हुआ है कंपनी में. That you can know after knowing the significance of stock turnover ratio. Are you understanding now? So there are so many things related to stock which you can which you can identify after knowing the importance of stock turnover ratio. Is it okay? Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Here, stock turnover ratio. Here, turnover means what? In case of stock turnover ratio, turnover means what? Turnover means credit sale, credit purchase, or total sales or cost of goods sold. What is turnover in stock turnover ratio?
Cost of goods sold.
Very good. Cost of goods sold is closely related to stock because we record stock at cost price only, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
See,
sir.
at what
Yes,
price
sir.
it is recorded here? Opening stock and closing stock at cost value only, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So that's why always keep in mind that when you are computing stock turnover ratio, turnover means what? Cost of goods sold. Is it okay?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Okay, now I'll give you one example here. Let's say there are two companies. Just a minute. There are two companies. Okay, there are two companies, and this is company A, and this is company B. A company, and this is B. This is B. Now see the policy of these two companies. Hmm? Now this company, A company, buys goods worth rupees 1 lakh. So let's assume that it has bought goods as on 1st January, and its cost value is 1 lakh rupees. How much is it?
1
1
lakh
lakh.
1
rupees.
lakh rupees. And till the end of January, it has able to sell the entire stock. And as on 31st January, it has got a stock of rupees 1 lakh again. म्हणजे 1st January को इसने स्टॉक परचेस किया, वो स्टॉक इट हैज सोल्ड अप टू 31st December, सॉरी 31st January, और 31st January को इस कंपनी ने फिर से स्टॉक रिसीव किया ऑफ रुपीज 1 लाख, and the same stock it will be carried forward as the opening stock of February. Understood na?
Yes, sir.
I want to ask you one thing, how many times stock is replaced in the month of January? स्टॉक कब आया था जनवरी के मंथ में? 1st January को आया था. Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That stock is sold up to 31st December, right?
Yes, sir.
So the company has received again the new delivery on 31st December, and it is here as a closing stock, and the same has been has carried forward as opening stock as on 1st Feb, right?
Yes, sir.
So I want to ask you one thing. I'm asking you one thing. How many times stock has been replaced in the month of January?
2 times.
Only one time, beta.
One.
Not not 2 times. Second lot. Second lot. Is it entirely sold in the month of January? The stock received on 31st January, is it sold in January?
No, sir.
It means only one time. It means only one time stock has been replaced, na?
Yes, sir.
Only one time stock has been turned over. Turnover means turned over. Only one time stock has been turned over in the month of January, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, same thing is happened in the month of February. In the month of February, same thing. In the month of November, so same thing in the month of December, same thing is happened. म्हणजे काय, प्रत्येक महिन्यामध्ये एकाच वेळा स्टॉक रिप्लेस झालाय. प्रत्येक महिन्यामध्ये एकाच वेळा काय झालाय, स्टॉक रिप्लेस झालाय. नाउ आय वॉन्ट टू आस्क यू वन थिंग, हाउ मेनी टाइम्स स्टॉक हॅज बीन रिप्लेस्ड ऑन एन एव्हरेज ड्युरिंग एन अकाउंटिंग इयर? अरे पूर्ण वर्षभरामध्ये हाऊ मेनी टाइम्स स्टॉक इज टर्न्ड ओव्हर? स्टॉक आला आणि गेला, हाऊ मेनी टाइम्स ड्युरिंग 12 months?
12 times.
12 times.
12 times, na? So here
Yes.
what is stock turnover ratio? Stock turnover ratio here is 12 times. कळलं का?
Yes, sir.
First of all, what is stock turnover ratio? It indicates the number of times stock has been replaced. How many times stock has been replaced? 12 times, na?
12 times.
जनवरी में स्टॉक आया, उस जनवरी में बेच दिया. फेब्रुवरी में जो लास्ट 31st जनवरी को जो स्टॉक मिला था वो फेब्रुवरी का ओपनिंग स्टॉक है. सेम स्टॉक हैज बीन सोल्ड इन द मंथ ऑफ फेब्रुवरी. लास्ट डे ऑफ फेब्रुवरी जो स्टॉक मिला वो मार्च का ओपनिंग स्टॉक है. द एंटायर स्टॉक इज सोल्ड इन मार्च. सो 12 टाइम्स स्टॉक हैज बीन सोल्ड, ना? 12 times stock has been turned over. 12 times stock has been replaced. Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now the second example, let's say 6 lakh rupees. 6 lakh rupees stock it has been received. कितना स्टॉक इसने परचेस किया?
6 lakh.
As on 1st January. As on what?
1st January.
Okay. Now both companies sales are equal. Both companies sales are equal. इसने 1 lakh rupees का cost of goods sold किया in the month of January. तो कितना बचा?
5 lakh.
5 lakh ना?
lakh.
It will be carried forward ना as a
Yes.
opening stock of February.
Yes,
Yes or
sir.
no? Again in the
Yes.
February फिर से 1 लाख रुपए का goods cost of goods sold. So what is the balance now?
4 lakh.
4 lakh.
lakh.
So it will be carried forward as a opening stock, na?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, again 1 lakh rupees cost, 1 lakh rupees
3
cost of
lakh.
goods
3
sold.
lakh.
3 lakh.
Balance becomes 3 lakhs. Again here opening will be 3 lakhs. Here balance will be 2
2
lakhs.
2
lakhs.
lakhs.
Again in the month of May, opening balance is 1 lakh, and this stock will be sold na till the end of May.
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
Yes, sir.
But,
Sir, sir.
but, yes.
Sir,
Sir,
opening
opening
balance.
balance of May.
Huh?
Opening balance of May is 2 lakhs.
It is 2 lakhs. Good. So 2
Yes,
lakhs.
sir.
2 lakhs. So 1 lakh rupees sold. Opening balance of June is now 1 lakh, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
अभी
sir.
देखो, अब the same stock, which was there as on the first June of that accounting year. Hello, please cancel. Huh. First June of that accounting year will be sold up to 13th June.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Huh?
sir.
But on the last day, but on the last day, this company has again received a stock of rupees 6 lakh. Stock of rupees 6 lakh. Now you tell me how many times stock has been replaced of this big company during its first 6 months.
6 times.
Six
One
times.
time.
Only one time,
One
beta. मला
time.
सांग, stock 6 लाखाचा it was received as on the 1st January, and the same stock this company sold up to 13 June. Na?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
how many times stock has been turned out?
One
One
time.
time.
One
One
time.
time.
Na? Okay, it is only one time, right? Na?
Yes, sir.
And now this is the policy of this company. This is the policy of this company that it buys goods. किती रुपयाचे गुड्स ते बाय करते? 6 लाख रुपीज. बरोबर ना?
Yes, sir.
मला सांगा आता, नीट लक्ष द्या. मला सांगा, हिअर इन केस ऑफ ए कंपनी व्हॉट इज स्टॉक टर्नओव्हर रेशो? 12 टाइम्स ना?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay, in
sir.
big company what is stock turnover ratio in an
One
accounting
time.
year? No, in
One
an
time.
Time.
accounting year.
Two
Two
times.
2
times.
times.
Times. It means what? In a company stock is replaced by 12 times. म्हणजे 12 वेळा स्टॉक आला आणि 12 वेळा स्टॉक विकला गेला. In
Yes,
in
sir.
in big company stock is received 2 times only. बरोबर ना? And it is sold.
Yes, sir.
It is entirely sold. The cycle of buying and selling was happened only 2 times in case of big company, but the cycle of buying and selling took place 12 times in case of a company, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
मला सांगा, here which company stock turnover ratio is high, A or B?
A.
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 Okay,
A.
which company stock is moving so fast, A or B?
A.
A.
Why? Because it is replaced 12 times, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, which company stock is highly liquid? Which company stock is able to sell quickly?
A
A
company.
A
company.
company.
Not big company, na?
No.
No.
Okay, in which company heavy investment is made in stock? मला सांगा, इथे इन्व्हेस्टमेंट करण्यासाठी किती रुपये वापरले जातात एक कंपनीमध्ये? ओनली 1
1
लाख
lakh.
रुपीज ना? बट
Yes.
हिअर इन
Yes,
दिस
sir.
कंपनी एक्सिस कॅपिटल ना? 6
Yes,
lakhs
sir.
6.
6 lakhs are invested in stock, no? So you
Yes,
tell
sir.
me
Yes, sir.
in which company excessive capital is blocked?
B
In which
company.
company
B
stock excessive
company.
capital is blocked?
B
B
company.
company.
So lower is the ratio, higher is the blocking, higher is the capital blocking in stock, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
ओके, नाव पहा, तुम्हाला समजायला लागलं. बरं मला सांगा, व्हॉट इज द ऍव्हरेज होल्डिंग पिरियड हिअर ऑफ स्टॉक इन केस ऑफ ए कंपनी? मला सांग, जानेवारीला जो स्टॉक परचेस केला आपण, तो किती दिवस सांभाळला?
1 month.
1
1 month.
month.
But in case of big company, what is the average holding period?
6
6 month.
6
months.
So
months.
higher is the stock turnover ratio, lower is the holding period, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
And lower is the stock turnover ratio, higher is the holding period, na?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, which company will need a large size go down, A company or B company?
B company.
B company.
Because the stock turnover ratio is small, it means stock is moving slowly, so you will need to store that stock for a longer period, and that longer period
Yes,
is
sir.
6 months, na?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So you should have a warehouse where you can store that stock for 6 months. Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, this is the significance of stock turnover ratio. Path, I'll show you the notes of stock turnover ratio. Now you tell me whether you are agree or not on these notes. But as of now, just keep in mind one thing, that stock turnover ratio indicates the number of times the stock is turned over, the stock is replaced, or how fast stock is moving. That is mentioned in that you will come to know after computing stock turnover ratio. Now look here, high stock turnover ratio, high liquidity quality of stock. See, in this company, stock is sold so frequently, na?
Yes,
A
sir.
company.
Yes, sir.
See,
Yes,
STR
sir.
is high here. STR is high here. It means what, Ray? The liquidity quality of stock is high. Understood?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, look, fast moving goods. See here, stock is moved 12 times in a year. So here stock is fast moving, right? Stock
Right,
is
sir.
promptly converting into cash, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now point number 3, less capital investment in stock. Is there less capital investment in case of a
Yes,
company?
sir.
Yes,
Only
sir.
1 lakh
Yes,
rupees
sir.
capital is invested, right? No?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now the fourth one, lesser holding period of stock. What is the
Yes,
holding
sir.
period here? Only 1 month, na?
Yes,
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 sir.
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 Yes,
Okay,
sir.
lower is the ratio, higher is the holding period, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Sir.
Okay, good. Next is no unnecessary stock accumulation. Where do you see the unnecessary stock accumulation, in A company or B company?
B company.
B
B,
company.
So
B
here,
company.
higher the STR, lower is the investment in stock. लोअर इज द स्टॉक अक्युमुलेशन. बरोबर ना? इथे 6 लाख रुपयाचे गुड स्टोर करून ठेवलेत इन बी कंपनी, बट इन ए कंपनी द व्हॅल्यू इज ओनली 1 लाख रुपीज, राईट?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now good. Next is efficient inventory management. Now you tell me, which inventory manager is more efficient? A company's inventory manager or B company's inventory manager?
A companies.
A
So
company.
inventory department of A company is good. It is properly managed, right? Na? It is efficient inventory management, inventory department, right? Na?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the sales policy. Which company sales policy do you think is better? A company or B company?
A
A
company.
A
company.
company.
Very good. Now, which company's pricing policy do you purchase policy? म्हणजे raw material or stock purchase policy do you think is good? A company or B?
A
A
company.
A
company.
company ना. अरे मला सांगा, at the year end both company able to manage a sale of 12 lakh rupees ना.
Yes, sir.
पण इथे
Yes,
6
sir.
लाख इन्व्हेस्ट करून ठेवले, त्यांनी फक्त 1 लाख इन्व्हेस्ट केलाय. That extra 5 lakh rupees this company has invested, let's say, in a FD. So on that 5 lakh rupees it will receive interest, na? But in case of A company, that opportunity cost is lost because entire amount is invested in stock. अरे कळलं की नाही कळलं?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that is what the stock turnover ratio. बरं मला सांगा, आपण stock turnover ratio 12 times calculate केला, stock turnover ratio 2 times calculate केला. बरं मला सांगा, in both companies what is the cost of goods sold? What is the cost of goods sold?
12 lakh.
हाँ 12 lakh ना? अरे आहे की
Yes,
नाही
sir.
आहे?
Yes,
कॉस्ट
sir.
ऑफ गुड सोल्ड इज 12 lakh. बरं ठीक आहे. बरं मला सांगा, ओपनिंग स्टॉक इन ए कंपनी, व्हॉट इज द ओपनिंग स्टॉक ॲज ऑन 1 जानेवारी?
1 lakh.
1
1
lakh.
lakh. And what is the closing stock as on 31st December?
1
One
lakh.
1 lakh.
Okay, which figure should I consider? Opening figure or closing figure? Or shall I go for average? Tell me, which figure should I consider? Opening figure of stock or closing figure of stock? Or is it better to always consider average? अरे बोला, what do you think? What should I do? Disha, tell me, shall I go for opening stock? Hello, Disha, are you there? I think Disha is not there. Abhijit? Abhijit? Okay, Prachi. Abhijit, tell me. Here the cost of goods sold is 12 lakh rupees. Now I want to ask you, tell me, shall I consider the opening value of stock or the closing value of stock, or shall I go for average? Say something.
Opening,
Prachi
sir.
opening, but I want to ask you, why opening only? Why not closing? Why not closing? So it is better to consider what, average, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll consider average stock. Now you tell me, average stock means what, opening stock plus closing stock divided by what?
2.
Huh? Divided
Two.
by what? Average stock, na? Sorry, divided
Yes.
by 2. Sorry, divided by 2. That is average stock. Now here I want you to divide the cost of goods sold by average stock. What is the answer? 12, na?
Yes.
12.
Yes,
Right,
sir.
now here, what is the average stock in case of B company? Opening stock as on 1st January was 6 lakh. The closing stock as on 31st December, 6 lakh. So what is the average? 6 lakh only, na?
6 lakh.
Okay, now I want you to divide 12 lakh by 6 lakh. What is the answer?
2 times.
2 times, na?
Times.
2 times.
So what is the formula of stock turnover ratio? We divided CGS by
Cost of
average stock,
goods
na?
sold divided by average stock.
This is the formula, na?
Yes.
बरोबर की नहीं?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Look the notes. This your notes. Now what is the formula here? Stock turnover ratio is equal to what? Cost of goods sold and divided by what?
Average stock.
Average stock. कळलं का? Formula कसं झालं कळलं?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now let me tell you one thing. Suppose why if you are asked to compute stock turnover ratio, then you know now that you will need two figures. First figure is cost of goods sold, and the second figure you need to calculate is average stock, right? Let's say the cost of goods sold is nowhere mentioned in the problem, or it is not easy, or it is not possible to compute cost of goods sold, because the required information to calculate the cost of goods sold is not given in the problem. We need the sales figure and gross profit figure to calculate the cost of goods sold. But if it is not possible to compute the cost of goods sold, that time instead of cost of goods sold, you can consider the net sale. You can consider what? The net sale. And in that case, divide the net sale by average stock to calculate the stock turnover ratio. Is it okay? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Let's say it is not possible to calculate the average stock. Let's say the opening stock balance is not there in the problem. Only the closing stock balance is mentioned over there. So in that case, we cannot calculate the average stock, right? Na?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So in that case, take closing stock as average stock. Clear?
Yes.
Clear or not? See, I mentioned here only. Okay. Okay. Next thing I want to teach you is that average age of inventory. Average age of inventory or stock holding period. Or what? SHP means what? Stock holding period. Now you tell me, in a company, what is the average age of inventory or stock holding period? किती आहे? स्टॉक होल्डिंग पिरियड किती आहे एक कंपनीमध्ये? स्टॉक किती दिवस होल्ड करून ठेवला जातो एक कंपनीमध्ये?
1 month.
1 month only, na? 1 month. And in big company it is
6 months.
it
6
is
months.
very good. It is 6 months. For 6 months, stock is stored, stock is held, right ना? बरोबर ना?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
बरं मला
sir.
सांगा पूर्ण वर्षभरामध्ये किती महिने असतात?
12.
12 months असतात, बरोबर ना?
Yes.
ओके. बरं मला सांगा, इथे मी डिवाइड करणार आहे. आपला स्टॉक टर्नओव्हर रेशो किती आहे कंपनीचा?
12 months.
12 months.
Okay, what is the stock turnover ratio of a company? अरे ते कॅल्क्युलेट केलं ना
12 times.
12, right? So divide 12 months by 12 times. What you will get? Only 1 month, huh?
1 month.
Yes, sir.
Now here, what is the stock turnover ratio in big company? 2 times, na?
2 times.
Okay,
times.
then divide 12 months by 2 times. You will get 6 months only, na?
Yes, sir.
So what is
Yes,
the
sir.
formula of stock holding period? How will you identify for how long stock is stored in inventory, or how long it was there in the inventory? How long it was held in the company on an average? काय फॉर्म्युला आहे मग? 12 months ला डिवाइड करायचे. बाकी कशाने केलं आपण डिवाइड?
Stock turnover.
Okay, now see the formula. See the formula. See here. 12 months divided by stock turnover ratio. Simple, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If you want to calculate the holding period in days, then instead of months, divide 365 days by stock turnover ratio. If you want to calculate the average age of inventory or inventory holding period in weeks, then divide 52 weeks by stock turnover ratio. You will get the period in weeks only. Correct, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have already received these notes. Go through all these notes, and if you find that something is written incorrectly, then correct it. Let me know. And if you want to add your knowledge in stock turnover ratio, in the significance of this ratio, then give suggestion in tomorrow's lecture. I'll update my notes accordingly. Fine, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now here, efficiency. Which department efficiency is measured through stock turnover ratio? Inventory, na? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now this ratio is over. Any doubt, any query with regard to this ratio? Any query?
No, sir.
Are
No,
you all
sir.
clear? Are you all clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Are you all enjoying?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now, next ratio I want to cover is debtor turnover ratio. Which ratio now?
Debtors turnover.
I think I missed one thing to tell you. See, this efficiency ratio aims at measuring the efficiency in asset utilization. Now, stock turnover ratio is basically a stock, right? It is a stock. No, I'll not explain that thing now. I'll explain it while discussing the creditor turnover ratio. Okay. Now, let's move on to other ratio, that is DTR, debtor turnover ratio. What is it?
Debtors turnover
Okay.
Debtors
ratio.
Okay.
turnover.
I'll give you one example. One simple example. Let's say now here, this is the opening balance of debtors, 1 lakh. This is the closing balance of debtors. It means what? Let's say there is a customer S, and these two companies sells their product to the same customers S. Okay. Now here, the policy, one policy same of these of both companies. पहले पुराना क्लियर करो, फिर नया उधार मिलेगा. Are you understanding? First clear past dues, then you will be eligible to receive new. Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
पहले पुराना चुकाओ, फिर बाद में उधार पे खरीदो. मतलब पहला चुकाना है, फिर उधार में लेना है. समझ में आया?
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
Okay, now here in case of a company, let's say it has sold goods on credit on 1st January. On 1st January to one of its customer, and the goods value is rupees 1 lakh. 1 lakh. And the credit period given is only 1 month. So within 1 month, that customer has to pay him that much amount, right now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
And
sir.
then only that customer will be eligible to buy the second lot on credit from a company, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So let's assume that it has cleared the entire amount within 1 month, and as on 31st January again, it has bought goods on credit from this A company worth rupees 1 lakh, and the same thing is happening till 31st December. So here I want to ask you, how many times debtors are turned over? How many times goods are sold on credit to debtors during this accounting year? 12 times, na?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah, how many times debtors are collected? How many times?
12
How
12
many
times.
times
times.
cash has been received from debtors? How many times?
12
12
times.
times.
12 times. Okay. How frequently debtors are collected on an average? 12 times, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How long debtors are remaining outstanding? 1 month, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here, DTR, what is DTR here? Debtors turnover ratio. How many times debtors are turned over? How many times debtors are collected? How many times on an average credit sale has been made to debtors? 12 times, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
But here DTR, it covers a cycle. No, it covers a cycle. In DTR, first goods are sold on credit, then these are collected. So it is one time. Let's say Disha is my client. I sold goods to Disha, then I collected Disha, means I collected cash from Disha. This is one time. I again sold goods on credit to Disha, then I again collected cash from her. This is our second time. So DTR covers a cycle between goods sold on credit and cash is collected from debtors. So how many times on an average here in a company debtors are collected? Tell me. 12 times, na?
12 times.
Okay. Now in B company, let's say the goods sold worth rupees 6 lakh, and the amount is received, the entire amount is received up to 13 June, and again on 13 June goods are sold on credit worth rupees 6 lakh. So in this company, how many times debtors are turned over?
2 times.
Two times, right? Na, goods are sold and then on credit and cash is collected from debtors. It is happened only 2 times in case of B company, right?
Yes, sir.
So DTR in B company is 2
Two
2
times, na?
times.
times.
Right, na? So here,
Yes.
what is the credit period in DTR? 6 months, na?
6 months.
But in A company it is only
1 month.
1
see
month.
For 1 month only debtors are remaining outstanding in A company, but in the B company they are remaining outstanding for 6 months.
6 months.
म्हणजे okay, so here which debtor is more liquid? A company's debtor is more liquid or B company's debtor is more liquid?
A
A
company.
companies.
Okay, how promptly which company's debtors are promptly converting into cash?
A companies.
A company na, so higher the ratio, better is the age over competitor. अरे बरोबर की नाही?
Yes, sir.
ओके, कळलं तुम्हाला? डीटीआर
Yes.
डीटीआर नेमकं काय असतं, कन्सेप्ट काय असतं, कळलं का डीटीआर?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now here DTR is related to credit sale, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay, DTR is related to credit sale. What is the volume of credit sale here during an accounting year? 12 lakh rupees, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 12 lakh rupees. And here in both second company it is same, na? Credit sale figure.
Yes.
Now you tell me here which figure will you consider here? The opening balance of debtor or the closing balance of debtor or average debtor?
Average debtor.
It is better to consider always average. जर ओपनिंग के घेतलं तर क्लोजिंग का नाही घेतलं आणि क्लोजिंग बॅलन्स कन्सिडर केला तर वाय नॉट ओपनिंग बॅलन्स, देन गो फॉर ॲव्हरेज. बरोबर ना?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ओके, व्हॉट इज डीटीआर हियर देन? व्हॉट इज द डीटीआर हियर? 12 टाइम्स ना?
Yes, sir.
आणि इन बिग कंपनी इट इज 12 टाइम्स ना? 2
2
times.
times.
Okay, now I want you to divide the credit sale of a company by the average value of debtors. You will get the same answer 12 times, right?
Yes, sir.
Now here in B company, I want you to do the same thing. Divide the credit sale by the average value of debtor. You will get the same answer 2 times, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
नक्की कळतंय?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now let's go to the significance of debtor turnover ratio. Debtor turnover ratio मी तुम्हाला सिंपल लँग्वेज मध्ये सांगितलंय. जे बीकॉम लेवलला आहे ते मी तुम्हाला एक्सप्लेन केले. Okay, now see the form. First of all, the debtor turnover ratio. What does it indicate? High debtor turnover ratio, high liquidity quality of debtor. See na, in this company, debtor is collected 12 times na. Debtor is converted into cash 12 times na, in a company.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, so higher the ratio, high liquidity quality of debtors. Okay, fast cash collection from debtors or prompt payments by debtors. Agree with the second bullet?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, minimum funds are blocked with debtors. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Now look here, in a company, what is the value of fund blocked with blocked 1 lakh na? But here in B company value is
6 lakh.
6 lakh.
so minimum funds. Now point number fourth bullet, minimum credit period offered to debtor. What is the credit period here? 1 month only na?
1 month.
But here it is
6 months.
6 months.
Now higher the efficiency of the collection department. Okay, which department is good at collecting debts? A company's collection department or B company's collecting department?
A
A
companies.
A companies.
Very good na? So you can test all those things by computing which ratio? Debtor turnover ratio. Higher the ratio, better is the prospect. Higher the debtor ratio, better is the prospect. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now next thing I want you to learn is debtors collection period. Debtors collection period. मला सांगा, debtors DCP, debtor collection period in A company is 1 month only na?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And
Yes,
B
sir.
company is 6 months na?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how many months are there in a month? In a year, 12 months na?
12
Yes,
months.
sir.
Okay, divide 12 months by DTR. It is 12 times. So the answer is 1 month only.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, to calculate the debtor collection period of B company, I want you to divide the total months in a year by the debtor turnover ratio of B company. So you will get this answer only 6 months, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So look here, average collection period, the formula of average collection period, 365 days, 12 months, 52 weeks divided by debtor turnover ratio. बरोबर ना?
Yes, sir.
Average holding period of stock. In case of average holding period of stock, you divide the period by stock turnover ratio. The same thing for the calculation of average collection period, divide the period by the debtor turnover ratio. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as far as your BCom is concerned, the popular formula as per the nature of the problem is what? Of debtor turnover ratio काय फॉर्म्युला आहे? इथे फॉर्म्युला तयार केला ना आपण. काय फॉर्म्युला आहे? क्रेडिट सेल डिवाइडेड बाय व्हाट?
Average.
Average debtors ना?
Yes, sir.
Credit sale divided by what? Average debtors
Average
na?
debtors.
This is the
Yes, sir.
formula. This is the formula. But let me tell you. But let me tell you. The popular formula is different. The popular formula of debtor turnover ratio is different. Okay. And that formula is net credit sale divided by average trade receivables. Credit sale is common, but here you have to take average trade receivables. And you know, trade receivables includes what? Rate? Debtors and bills receivable. So you have to calculate the average of debtors and bills receivable. How you can calculate? Consider the opening balance of debtors and bills receivable, then add in it the closing balance of debtors and bills receivable, and then divide it by 4. You will get what? Average trade receivables. Are you understanding?
Yes,
In our
sir.
example, I just considered only debtors, but when the credit sale is made to a credit customer, that time debtors and bills receivables are created in the books. So, and you know now the modern term is trade receivables. See, in your previous year, while when you were preparing what, the vertical statement balance sheet of a company, the term you were using was trade receivables, not bills receivables and sundry debtors. Both are a part of now what? Trade receivables, right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sometimes, sometimes credit sale figure is not there. Sometimes credit sale figure is not provided in the problem. That time, instead of credit sale, consider what, Ray? The net sales. Consider what?
Net
Net sales.
sale.
Okay, if the figure of credit sale is not available, just like that stock turnover ratio, I told you the formula of stock turnover ratio is cost of goods sold divided by average stock. If the figure of cost of goods sold cannot be calculated, if it is not possible, then instead of cost of goods sold, go for net sales figure. Same thing here. If the figure of credit sale cannot be identified, then consider what? The entire sale is credit sale, and take the figure of net sale to compute debtor turnover ratio. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And one more thing I want to tell you, as trade receivables includes what, Ray? The bill receivables. Suppose for the calculation of average trade receivables, you will need the opening and closing balance of bill receivable as well as sundry debtors. If the opening and closing balance of bill receivables are not available, balances are not available of bill receivable, that time take average of sundry debtor as what? Trade receivables. म्हणजे हा फॉर्म्युला कुठला? हा फॉर्म्युला. दॅट फॉर्म्युला क्रेडिट सेल डिवायडेड बाय ॲव्हरेज डेटर. जर आपल्याला बिल रिसिवेबल प्रॉब्लेम मध्ये नसतील, त्याच्या फिगर्स नसतील, तर काय करायचंय? डेटर्सचा ॲव्हरेज काढायचं. काय करायचंय? डेटर्सचा ॲव्हरेज काढायचं आणि त्यालाच कन्सिडर करायचंय ऍज अ ॲव्हरेज ट्रेड रिसिवेबल. कळलं?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ओके. अजून एक थिंग, समजा देर इज नो ओपनिंग बॅलन्स ऑफ बिल रिसिवेबल, देर इज नो क्लोजिंग बॅलन्स ऑफ बिल रिसिवेबल, and there is no opening balance of sundry debtor also. Only one figure is provided in the problem, that is closing balance of sundry debtors. That time divide credit sale by the closing balance of debtors and consider what? The closing balance of
हॅलो, माझा आवाज येतोय तुम्हाला?
हा आता येतोय सर.
येस सर
आता
आता
येतोय सर.
आता येतोय.
झाला नेट कनेक्शन माझं लॅपटॉपचं डिस्कनेक्ट झालं. 1-2 मिनिट मला द्या. बरं तोपर्यंत ऐका मी काय सांगतो ते की काय करतो हां डेटर टर्नओव्हर रेशो फॉर्म्युला. काय फॉर्म्युला आहे? पॉप्युलर फॉर्म्युला क्रेडिट सेल डिवायडेड बाय ॲव्हरेज. हॅलो
येस
येस
सर.
सर
येस सर.
ओके. क्रेडिट सेल डिवायडेड बाय हॅलो
येस सर
आता आवाज येतोय माझा?
येस सर.
येस सर.
ओके. मी कुठे होतो? मी इथे होतो. हां. हे तुम्हाला एक्सप्लेन करत होतो मी. द पॉप्युलर फॉर्म्युला इज नेट क्रेडिट सेल अँड यू हॅव टू डिवाइड इट बाय ॲव्हरेज ट्रेड रिसिव्हेबल्स. राईट ना? राईट?
येस सर.
येस सर.
ओके, ओके. पण समजा ट्रेड रिसिव्हेबल कम्प्यूट करण्यासाठी यू शुड नो द ओपनिंग अँड क्लोजिंग बॅलन्स ऑफ डेटर अँड बिल रिसिव्हेबल बिकॉज ट्रेड रिसिव्हेबल इन्क्लूड्स बोथ डेटर्स अँड बिल रिसिव्हेबल. समजा प्रॉब्लेममध्ये बॅलन्सेस ऑफ bill receivables not given. That time take average of debtors. Take average of debtors. किंवा let's say as a average trade receivables. Let's say problem मध्ये balances of debtors are not given, but you have got the balances of bill receivables. Then take the average of bill receivables as a average trade receivables. Okay. Okay. Hello.
येस सर.
किंवा प्रॉब्लेम मध्ये ओपनिंग बॅलन्स ऑफ बिल रिसिव्हेबल नाही आहे, क्लोजिंग बॅलन्स ऑफ बिल रिसिव्हेबल इज नॉट देअर, द ओपनिंग बॅलन्स ऑफ डेटर इज ऑल्सो नॉट देअर. Then that time take closing balance of sundry debtor as a average trade receivable. Okay. अरे कळलं का?
येस सर.
Now go through the notes. If you want to add something in the notes, then suggest the changes. I'll update the notes. If you don't agree with a particular statement given in the notes, then please counter me in tomorrow's lecture. Okay.
येस सर.
Okay. The next thing I want to explain you, the final thing, the final ratio is creditor turnover ratio. Which ratio? Kutla ratio?
क्रेडिटर्स टर्नओव्हर रेशो.
Okay. What is the formula of debtor turnover ratio? Turnover means what? Here in case of debtor turnover ratio, credit sale na? Hello.
येस सर.
So divide credit sale by average debtor is the formula of debtor turnover ratio. मग creditor turnover ratio चा formula काय होईल? In creditor turnover ratio, turnover means credit purchase ना?
येस सर.
हा मग मला सांगा क्रेडिटर टर्नओव्हर रेशोचा फॉर्म्युला काय होईल? हे पहा DTR फॉर्म्युला काय? हा येस
हॅलो सर.
येस.
सर स्क्रीन शेअर करा ना.
अच्छा स्क्रीन शेअर नाही आहे. ओके झाली विजिबल?
नाही सर. हा झाली आता झाली.
ओके ठीक आहे. चलो डेटर्स टर्नओव्हर रेशोचा फॉर्म्युला काय मला सांगा? क्रेडिट सेल डिवायडेड बाय ॲव्हरेज डेटर्स ना?
येस
हा
सर.
की नाही?
येस सर येस सर
पण हा
येस
ऍक्च्युली
सर.
हा फॉर्म्युला करेक्ट फॉर्म्युला नाही बरं का रे. पण बीकॉम मध्ये प्रॉब्लेम तुम्हाला सिम्पलच येणार आहेत आणि बीकॉम साठी हाच फॉर्म्युला शक्यतो तुम्हाला युज करावा लागेल कारण डेटा तसाच येणार आहे तुम्हाला. अदरवाइज मेन फॉर्म्युला काय आहे? क्रेडिट सेल डिवायडेड बाय ॲव्हरेज ट्रेड रिसिव्हेबल्स. ओके. क्रेडिटर टर्नओव्हर रेशो मध्ये टर्नओव्हर म्हणजे काय?
क्रेडिट परचेस
सो क्रेडिट परचेसला कशाने डिवाइड करणार तुम्ही? ॲव्हरेज ऑफ क्रेडिटर्स
ॲव्हरेज
ओनली.
क्रेडिटर येस
चला फॉर्म्युला तयार. अरे कळलं की नाही कळलं?
येस सर.
येस सर
ओके. मला सांगा डेटर टर्नओव्हर रेशो मध्ये वी फाइंड आउट द नंबर ऑफ टाइम्स डेटर्स आर turned over. So in creditor turnover ratio we will try to find out how many times our creditors are turned over. Means how frequently goods are purchased on credit and how frequently creditors are paid. उलट ना फक्त.
येस सर
येस सर.
ओके. आता सगळ्यात इम्पॉर्टंट पॉईंट जो मला एक्सप्लेन करायचा होता तो आता नीट ऐका. Efficiency ratio. It is a category of efficiency ratio. So in efficiency ratio, as of now, we discussed asset turnover ratio, then stock turnover ratio, then debtors turnover ratio. Now I want to discuss with you creditors turnover ratio. But what is the first line right here? I told you now what the efficiency ratios are measured, are concerned with what, right? Measuring what? The efficiency in asset management. बरोबर ना? Hello.
Yes, sir.
See, efficiency ratios are designed to test efficiency in asset management. See, in asset turnover ratio, how good total assets are utilized in generating sales, that we discussed, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, in stock turnover ratio, we discussed the liquidity quality of stock, or how frequently stock are replaced in inventory, that we discussed in stock turnover ratio, right?
Yes, sir.
In debtors turnover ratio, we discussed the liquidity quality of debtors, how frequently credit sale is made to debtors, and how fast cash is collected from debtors, that we discussed in debtors turnover ratio, right?
Yes, sir.
So in asset turnover ratio, we discussed the efficiency in asset utilization. In stock turnover ratio, we discussed the efficiency of inventory department. In debtors turnover ratio, we discussed the efficiency of collection department, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now here in these three ratio, asset, stock and debtors, these three are asset, na?
Yes, sir.
Are yes or no? These three are what? Asset, na, only.
Yes, sir.
But creditor turnover ratio is also comes under efficiency ratio, and creditor is something in accounting language is recorded as liability, right? Na?
Yes, sir.
There is one question. One question should arise in your mind. Why the creditors? Creditor turnover ratio is a part of efficiency ratio, where we say that efficiency ratios are concerned with measuring the efficiency in asset management, and creditor is not asset, it is a liability, right? Still it is a part of what? Still creditor turnover ratio is a part of efficiency ratio. How is it possible? प्रश्न पडला का पडला तुम्हाला? नाही पडला का प्रश्न हा? हॅलो हॅलो, माझा आवाज येतोय तुम्हाला? हॅलो.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
बरं,
Yes.
मी काय म्हटलं मला सांगा, तर तुम्ही ऐकलंच नाही. तो शाल आय रिपीट अगेन? हॅलो. अरे बाळांनो, मी रिपीट करू परत का तुम्हाला समजलंय मी काय सांगितलं ते?
Sir, repeat
Sir,
करा.
repeat करा please.
ओके, रिपीट करतो. हा, आता ऐका मी काय सांगतो, ऐका. इफिशियन्सी रेशो मध्ये व्हॉट डू वी डू? वी टेस्ट the efficiency in asset management, whether asset is properly managed or not, that we test in efficiency ratio. For example, stock turnover ratio. In stock turnover ratio, we measure the liquidity quality of stock and the efficiency of inventory department, right now?
Yes, sir.
Whether stock is properly managed or not. In debtors turnover ratio, we measure the liquidity quality of debtor, and we also find out how many times debtors are turned over, or how frequently credit sale is made.
सर आवाज नाही येते.
हॅलो, आवाज येतोय आता?
Yes,
हो
sir.
सर.
अरे कनेक्शनचा काहीतरी प्रॉब्लेम दिसतोय मला आमच्या इथे. मला परत रिपीट करावं लागेल. शिट. ठीक आहे, परत करतो मी, काय हरकत नाही. नीट लक्ष द्या, नीट लक्ष द्या. इफिशियन्सी रेशो मध्ये आपण काय मेजर करतो? द इफिशियन्सी इन asset utilization, बरोबर? Whether asset are
sir.
properly utilized or not, that we try to identify through efficiency ratios, बरोबर ना?
Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
ओके, मी एक्झाम्पल देतो तुम्हाला. स्टॉक टर्नओव्हर रेशो. स्टॉक टर्नओव्हर रेशो मध्ये आपण काय करतो? वी मेजर वेदर द इन्व्हेंटरी डिपार्टमेंट इज गुड और नॉट. वी मेजर द इफिशियन्सी ऑफ इन्व्हेंटरी डिपार्टमेंट. We measure the efficiency of inventory manager through stock turnover ratio, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
Okay. In debtors
Yes, sir.
turnover ratio, we measure the efficiency of collection department. Means how quick is collection department in collecting cash from debtors, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, in asset turnover ratio, we measure how efficiently total assets are utilized in generating sales. What is the contribution of total assets in making sales, that we identify through total asset turnover ratio, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
And
sir.
all these efficiency
Yes, sir.
ratios are expressed in times, right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here stock, debtors, and total assets. These three are assets, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
But
sir.
in accounting language, we recognize creditor as a liability, not asset, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yes.
Okay, still creditor turnover ratio is a efficiency ratio, and efficiency ratios are those ratios which measures the efficiency in asset management. And we know the creditor is not asset. Still, how is it a part of efficiency ratio, right? That question should arise in your mind. Then only you will be able to know why, you will be able to understand why the creditor turnover ratio is a part of efficiency ratio, whether though efficiency ratio are concerned with measuring the efficiency in asset management. कळत तुम्हाला मला काय म्हणायचंय? माझा प्रश्न
Yes.
समजला तुम्हाला? बरं, आता का, आता लक्षात घ्या, क्रेडिटरला जरी आपण अकाउंटिंग मध्ये लायबिलिटी म्हणून दाखवत असलो तरी ती ऍक्च्युअली एक असेट आहे. ती ऍसेट कशी, ती कॉम्पिटिशन लँग्वेज मध्ये ऍसेट आहे. ती कॉम्पिटिशन लँग्वेज मध्ये ऍसेट आहे. ती कशी मी तुम्हाला सांगतो. समजा इथे साक्षी आहे, सुपेकर साक्षी आहे. सुपेकर साक्षीची एक कंपनी आहे, माझी पण एक कंपनी आहे, आणि वी आर अंडर सेम इंडस्ट्री. वी प्रोड्यूस सिमिलर टाइप ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स, सुपेकर साक्षी अँड आय. And Supekar Sakshi has a list of suppliers. I do not have a list of suppliers. Supekar Sakshi suppliers are ready to sell the goods on credit to Supekar Sakshi at any time of any volume, but my suppliers are not ready to sell me goods frequently, and they do not regularly supply me raw materials. But Supekar Sakshi's suppliers supply goods to Supekar Sakshi regularly. There is no irregularity. मग मला सांगा रे, having a strong list of suppliers, it doesn't give competitive edge over me, over my company to Supekar Sakshi. हॅलो.
येस सर.
हा, म्हणजे सुपेकर साक्षीकडे लिस्ट आहे, स्ट्रॉंग सप्लायर्स आहेत, माझ्याकडे ते नाही आहेत. म्हणजे कॉम्पिटिशन मध्ये सुपेकर साक्षी मला बीट करू शकते ना, बिकॉज शी हॅज गॉट अ स्ट्रॉंग सप्लायर्स. she has maintained good relation with the suppliers where I failed. मग मला सांगा, ती तिची असेट आहे का, तिचा तो स्ट्रॉंग पॉइंट आहे का वीक पॉइंट आहे?
Strong point.
मग मला सांगा, ह्या सेन्स मध्ये कॉम्पिटिशनच्या लँग्वेज मध्ये क्रेडिटर्स असणं इज व्हॉट असेट, इज व्हॉट
Asset.
Asset.
असेट. आता इथे पहा, आता क्रेडिटर्स टर्नओव्हर रेशो मी तुम्हाला ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन केलंय. क्रेडिटर टर्नओव्हर रेशो कसा कॅल्क्युलेट करणार आपण? अरे कसा करणार क्रेडिटर टर्नओव्हर रेशो? वी हॅव टू डिवाइड व्हॉट
Credit purchase.
बाय ऍव्हरेज क्रेडिटर्स
Purchase
ओनली ना.
average. Yes, sir.
बरं मला सांगा, हायर द क्रेडिट टर्नओव्हर रेशो म्हणजे प्रॉम्प्ट पेमेंट टू हुम रे? क्रेडिटर्स ना.
Yes, sir.
ओके. आणि हायर द क्रेडिटर टर्नओव्हर रेशो म्हणजे क्रेडिट पिरियड आपल्याला कसा असणार आहे? कमी असणार आहे ना.
Yes.
अरे कळलं की नाही कळलं? हॅलो.
Yes, sir.
So in creditors turnover ratio, you will calculate how promptly creditors are paid, and how many times on an average goods are purchased on credit from the creditors, and how many times creditors are paid during an accounting year. That you will identify in creditors turnover ratio. कळलं का? And
Yes,
high
sir.
the creditor turnover ratio, high is the credit worthiness of the firm in the market. जितका तुमचा क्रेडिटर टर्नओव्हर रेशो हाय असेल तितकी तुमची क्रेडिट वर्दीनेस मार्केटमध्ये स्ट्रॉंग असणार आहे. तितका जास्त कॉन्फिडन्स तुमच्या सप्लायरला तुमच्यावर असेल. म्हणजे तुम्ही परचेस करताय बिफोर टाइम, जर तुम्ही क्रेडिटर्सला पेड करत असाल तर नेक्स्ट टाइम तुम्हाला क्रेडिट सेल करताना क्रेडिटर जास्त विचार करणार नाही. इट मीन्स व्हॉट, यू विल अर्न द क्रेडिटर्स कॉन्फिडन्स. सो हायर द क्रेडिटर टर्नओव्हर रेशो, बेटर इज द प्रॉस्पेक्ट. कळलं का? कळलं का?
Yes, sir.
हा, पण इथे सेम थिंग पहा, इथे आपण ऍव्हरेज ट्रेड रिसिवेबल्स घेतलं होतं. कुठे? डेटर्स टर्नओव्हर रेशो मध्ये. इथे तुम्हाला ऍव्हरेज ट्रेड पेएबल घ्यायचे, आणि ते कसं कॅल्क्युलेट करायचं? तिकडे क्रेडिटर आहे, तिकडे डेटर आहे, तिकडे क्रेडिटर, तिकडे बिल रिसिवेबल आहे, तिकडे बिल्स पेएबल.
Bills payable.
सेम लॉजिक, काही फरक नाही लॉजिक मध्ये. कळलं का? ऍव्हरेज
Yes,
पेमेंट
sir.
देखील तुम्ही कॅल्क्युलेट करू शकता बाय डिवाइडिंग व्हॉट रे, द पिरियड बाय द क्रेडिटर्स टर्नओव्हर रेशो. आता एक काम तुम्ही करायचंय, इट इज ऑलरेडी 9:45, इट इज ऑलरेडी 9:45. मी तुम्हाला ह्या नोट्स कालच दिलेल्या आहेत. ह्या सगळ्या नोट्स व्यवस्थित वाचा, स्पेशली दिस 4 रेशोज. आणि तुम्हाला ज्या ठिकाणी असं वाटलंय मी काहीतरी चुकीचं मेन्शन केलंय किंवा तुमच्याकडे काउंटर आहे किंवा तुम्हाला कुठला पॉइंट समजलेला नसेल, then ask me in tomorrow's lecture. I'll explain you. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
And
sir.
if you think, sir, that point should be added there over there, then we will discuss that point, and only after that we will include that point in the notes. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
सिंपल आहे ना?
Oh.
ओके. मला सांगा टोटल असेट टर्नओव्हरचा फॉर्म्युला काय आहे? सांगा चला. टोटल असेट टर्नओव्हर. टोटल असेट टर्नओव्हर म्हणजे तिच्या टर्नओव्हरचा अर्थ काय? सेल्स. फॉर्म्युला काय?
नेट सेल्स.
Net sales divided by total assets.
अच्छा, टोटल असेट्स. आता एक गोष्ट मला तुम्हाला सांगायची, म्हणजे तुमच्या अजून लक्षात राहील, व्यवस्थित लक्षात राहील. बरं पा स्टॉक टर्नओव्हर रेशो मध्ये पहा. आधी स्टॉक टर्नओव्हर रेशो मध्ये टर्नओव्हरचा अर्थ काय असतो? कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स सोल्ड ना, कारण स्टॉक हा कॉस्ट प्राइसने रेकॉर्ड होतो, बरोबर?
येस सर.
ओके. कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स सोल्ड डिवाइड कशाने करायचंय? ऍव्हरेज स्टॉक. बरं मला सांगा स्टॉक टर्नओव्हर रेशो मध्ये असेट कुठला आहे? स्टॉक आहे ना?
येस.
ओके. त्याला काय म्हणून दाखवलंय इन द फॉर्म्युला? ऍज अ डिनॉमिनेटर और न्यूमरेटर? हाउ इज इट शोन हियर? अरे स्टॉक न्यूमरेटर और डिनोमिनेटर? न्यूमरेटर ना? ओके. एंड टर्नओव्हर which means cost of goods sold is shown as what? Denominator, right na?
Yes sir.
Okay. Now the next ratio is what? Debtors turnover ratio. What is asset here? And what is asset in debtors turnover ratio? No. What is asset? Debtors. So see, and what is turnover here? Credit sale na?
Yes, sir.
Now see in the formula, credit sale is shown as denominator, and here average debtor as what? Numerator. बरोबर ना?
Yes, sir.
चुकीचं बोललो मी?
चुकीचं उलटं झालं.
हा, उलटं बोललो मी. खरं क्रेडिट सेलला काय म्हणे? क्रेडिट सेल काय? न्यूमरेटर आहे, बरोबर ना? अरे हा की नाही?
Yes, sir.
अंश छेद. मराठीच मरू जाऊ दे, इंग्लिश जाऊ दे. अंश छेद. अंश काय आहे इथे? अंश काय आहे? क्रेडिट सेल. छेद काय आहे? ऍव्हरेज डेटर, बरोबर ना? अरे हा की नाही? हॅलो.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ओके. नाव हिअर इन क्रेडिटर टर्नओव्हर रेशो, इथे पहा क्रेडिटर्स खाली येणार आहेत, क्रेडिट परचेस वरती, म्हणजे टर्नओव्हर नेहमी कुठे असणार आहे? वरती. पहा ना, टर्नओव्हर प्रत्येक केस मध्ये वरती दाखवलाय. टर्नओव्हर रेशो मध्ये पहा, टर्नओव्हर कुठे? वरती आहे, अंश म्हणून दाखवलाय. म्हणजे काय रे? न्यूमरेटर म्हणून दाखवलाय, बरोबर ना?
येस
Yes,
सर.
sir.
आणि असेटला कसं दाखवलंय? छेद म्हणून, डिनॉमिनेटर म्हणून दाखवलंय, बरोबर?
येस सर.
ओके. सगळं मग तुम्हाला लॉजिक पण सांगितलं कसं लक्षात ठेवायचं आणि त्याचं सिग्निफिकन्स पण सांगितलं. सो आता आपण थांबूयात. उद्यापासून आपण काय करायचे? प्रॉब्लेम सॉल्व्ह करायचे. काय करायचे? प्रॉब्लेम. बरं, प्रॉब्लेम सॉल्व्ह करत असताना मी काय करणार आहे की तुम्हाला फॉर्म्युला विचारणार, तुम्ही मला फॉर्म्युला सांगणार, त्यानंतर आपण ते कम्प्युट करणार सगळे रेशो, आणि रेशो कम्प्युट केल्यानंतर त्याचं आपल्याला इंटरप्रिटेशन करायचं. काय करायचंय? इंटरप्रिटेशन करायचंय. आणि इंटरप्रिटेशन तुम्ही करणार आहात आणि मी तुम्हाला मदत करणार आहे. आणि इंटरप्रिटेशन तुम्हाला करायला केव्हा जमेल? जर तुम्हाला प्रत्येक रेशोचा सिग्निफिकन्स कळला असेल. हे पहा, प्रत्येक रेशो डिझाईन झाला आहे टू टेस्ट समथिंग. प्रत्येक रेशो हा डिझाईन केलेला आहे, डेव्हलप केलेला आहे टू टेस्ट समथिंग. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, इन असेट टर्नओव्हर रेशो व्हॉट इज टेस्टेड? द इफिशियन्सी ऑफ असेट युटिलायझेशन इन जनरेटिंग सेल, दॅट इज टेस्टेड इन असेट टर्नओव्हर रेशो, बरोबर ना? अरे हा की नाही?
Yes, sir.
ओके. आता क्रेडिटर टर्नओव्हर रेशो मध्ये काय मेजर केलंय, काय टेस्ट केलंय? द इफिशियन्सी ऑफ क्रेडिट मॅनेजमेंट, हाऊ क्रेडिट इज मॅनेज्ड, that is tested. How creditors are managed, how good creditors are managed, that is tested in creditor turnover ratio. In debtor turnover ratio, what is tested? The efficiency of receivable department, those who is responsible to receive the debtors in time, his efficiency is tested in debtor turnover ratio. कळलं ना? In stock turnover ratio, the efficiency of inventory department is tested. How good is that department, that is tested in stock turnover ratio. हे तुम्हाला समजलं पाहिजे. कळलं का?
Yes,
बरं.
sir.
एनी क्वेरी?
sir.
Yes. What is the query, Prathamesh? अरे क्वेरी काय आहे का बोला.
No,
Is
sir.
there any query?
No, sir.
You should
No,
have
sir.
query रे. You should. तुमच्या मनात प्रश्न पडले पाहिजे. जर प्रश्न पडले नाही याचा अर्थ तुम्ही लेक्चर ऐकत नाही. तुम्ही फक्त वरच्यावर फक्त लावून ठेवलाय. व्हिडिओ लेक्चर ऑन केलंय आणि फक्त तुम्ही हे करताय. ज्या अर्थे तुम्हाला माहिती असायला हवं रे की काय आहे नेमकं. म्हणजे प्रश्न पडत नाही याचा अर्थ तुम्ही ऐकत नाही. याचा ऐकणाऱ्यालाच प्रश्न पडतात. टेल मी काय क्वेश्चन. एकही क्वेश्चन नाही मला. सगळं रेशो कळलं तुम्हाला. एकही क्वेश्चन नाहीये रिगार्डिंग स्टॉक टर्नओव्हर रेशो, डेटर टर्नओव्हर रेशो, क्रेडिटर टर्नओव्हर रेशो, असेट टर्नओव्हर रेशो. एकही प्रश्न नाहीये. हॅलो.
हॅलो सर.
येस. हां प्लीज.
सर असेट टर्नओव्हर रेशो आणि डेटर्स टर्नओव्हर रेशो सेम आहे का?
नाही रे बेटा. हे बघ असेट टर्नओव्हर रेशो मध्ये आपण टोटल असे असेट कन्सिडर करतो. म्हणजे फॉर एक्झाम्पल हे पहा इथे हा प्रॉब्लेम आहे ना. तर हे दिस इज द प्रॉब्लेम. इथे पहा बॅलन्स शीट आहे. त्या बॅलन्स मध्ये टोटल असेट व्हॅल्यू किती आहे? 6,90,000 ना.
येस सर.
अरे बोल ना बेटा. 6,90,000 टोटल असेट व्हॅल्यू आहे ना. तर
येस.
टोटल म्हणजे ह्या बिझनेसमध्ये 6,90,000 असेट आहे. 6,90,000 असेट आहेत. आणि ह्या बिझनेसचा सेल किती आहे? म्हणजे असेटच्या तुलनेमध्ये सेल किती आहे? दॅट इज आयडेंटिफाइड, दॅट इज टेस्टेड in total asset turnover ratio. I am repeating again. By using the total asset, what is the value here? 6,90,000. With that value of asset, how much sales are realized? किती सेल केलेला आहे? By using the total asset, that is identified in total asset turnover ratio. Wherein in debtors turnover ratio, no, it is a relationship between the credit sale and the average debtors. What is tested? The efficiency of collection department. How efficient is collection department? How liquid is debtor? How promptly debtors are collected? How promptly credit sale is made to debtors? What is the average what is the average period for which debtors remaining outstanding? What is the credit period offered to debtors? That is identified in debtors turnover ratio. ठीक है.
सर कॅल्क्युलेशन मध्ये सगळं सेमच आलं होतं ना म्हणून विचारलं.
सेम म्हणजे काय बेटा परत समजून घे. सेम म्हणजे काय आहे की जो टर्नओव्हर म्हणजे टर्नओव्हरचा फक्त अर्थ वेगवेगळा आहे प्रत्येक ठिकाणी. स्टॉक मध्ये टर्नओव्हरला कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड सोल्ड म्हणतात. डेटर्स टर्नओव्हर रेशो मध्ये टर्नओव्हर म्हणजे क्रेडिट सेल. टोटल असेट टर्नओव्हर रेशो मध्ये टर्नओव्हर म्हणजे सेल्स. सेम नाहीये. टर्म जरी दिसायला सेम असले आपल्याला पण त्याचा अर्थ वेगळा आहे. त्या ठिकाणी मिनिंग तुम्हाला वेगळं घ्यायचंय. क्रेडिटर्स टर्नओव्हर मध्ये टर्नओव्हरचं मिनिंग तुम्हाला क्रेडिट परचेस म्हणून घ्यायचं. कळलं का. कारण की क्रेडिटर बुक्स मध्ये रेकॉर्ड केव्हा होतं? ज्यावेळेस क्रेडिट परचेस होतं त्याच वेळेस क्रेडिटर बुक्स मध्ये रेकॉर्ड होतं ना. स्टॉक बुक मध्ये केव्हा रेकॉर्ड होतो? ज्यावेळेस तो परचेस होतो. आणि कुठल्या व्हॅल्यूने ते परचेस होतो? कॉस्ट प्राइसने. म्हणून आपण स्टॉक टर्नओव्हर रेशो मध्ये कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड सोल्ड कन्सिडर करतो. कळलं का. ओके. डेटर्स बुक्स मध्ये केव्हा क्रिएट करतो आपण? ज्यावेळेस आपण डेटर्सला क्रेडिट सेल करतो. म्हणून क्रेडिट सेल म्हणजे टर्नओव्हर इन केस ऑफ डेटर्स टर्नओव्हर रेशो. कळलं का.
येस सर.
ओके. एनी अदर क्वेरी? नाही ना. कळलं का.
हो सर.
नो अदर क्वेरी ना.
नो सर.
बरं ठीक आहे. मग आता आपण थांबूयात. आज दुपारी मी लेक्चर घेणार नाहीये. उद्या कॉस्टिंगचं लेक्चर असेल. कॉस्ट अँड वर्क्स अकाउंटिंग 3 अँड आफ्टर दॅट आपण प्रॉब्लेम्स घेणार आहोत. एक साधारणपणे 15-20 प्रॉब्लेम आपण घेणार आहोत. म्हणजे पुढच्या वीक मध्ये म्हणजे उद्याच्या सोमवारपासून फ्रायडे पर्यंत आपण प्रॉब्लेम्स घेऊयात. ॲम्पल नंबर ऑफ प्रॉब्लेम्स डिस्कस करू. आणि सॅटर्डेला फक्त एक फायनल लेक्चर असेल ऑन थेरी पार्ट. म्हणजे त्यामध्ये आय विल डिस्कस व्हॉट इज रेशो, what is ratio analysis, what are the types of ratios, what are the advantages, objectives and limitations of ratios. That I will discuss in the final lecture which I will take on next week Saturday, means coming week Saturday. Okay. And before till Saturday we will discuss. I'll solve and you will also solve with me ample number of problems on ratio analysis. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, shall I stop now? थांबू ना आता.
हो सर.
हो सर.
बरं, आज समजलं का बोर झालं?
समजलं सर.
समजलं सर.
ओके, डिसिजन मेकिंग करता येईल ना, डिसिजन घेता येतील ना?
Yes, sir.
हो
ओके.
सर.
शेअर मार्केटमध्ये ट्रेड करताय किंवा क्रेडिटर म्हणून शॉर्ट बिझनेस करताय, क्रेडिटर टर्नओव्हर रेशो कॅल्क्युलेट करायला लागतो तुम्हाला, बरोबर? तुमची क्रेडिट
Yes, sir.
पॉलिसी कशी आहे, खूप सारे फॅक्टर्स आहेत. क्रेडिट पॉलिसी, परचेस पॉलिसी, सेल्स पॉलिसी, द पर्सन हु इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल ऑफ दॅट मीन्स हु इज इन चार्ज ऑफ दॅट डिपार्टमेंट, तो कसं काम करतोय, सगळं काही वी कॅन आयडेंटिफाय थ्रू रेशो. ठीक आहे, चलो
Yes,
आता
sir.
आपण थांबूयात. खूप बोर केलं मी तुम्हाला. चलो बाय.
बाय सर.
बाय
No,
सर.
sir. Thank you, sir.
थँक्यू सर.
बाय बाय. Please leave. All of
Thank
you,
you,
please
sir.
leave. Please
थँक्यू
leave the
सर.
meeting. Leave the meeting.
येस सर.